What is going on, YouTube? So coming back today with my Denver Broncos preview for 2016. So as I mentioned earlier today, I have done 2 previews already today, and I said I would be doing 3 more individual team previews overall, 3 that I've really been wanting to do, so I went ahead and did them. So recap the format. I'll be doing 3 key players, then my worst case scenario, my best case scenario, and then overall record prediction. If you want to see all the previews drawn out, they will all be on my website. All 32 team previews will be on my website. The link to that will be in the description below. So let's jump right into it. The first of my 3 key players is first one, I guess technically 2, Paxton Lynch and Sanchez. So I really do think it'll be Paxton Lynch starting for the Broncos by the end of the year. I made an entire video on that. Sanchez does look like he's going to be able to take the reins to start the year, and will probably be the starting quarterback through the first 3 or 4 weeks, in my opinion. I think really when he starts struggling, though, and if Paxton Lynch gives any early indications in the preseason that he looks like he'll be successful, then it looks like Paxton Lynch may be the guy. I think that Paxton Lynch is definitely the move heading into the future. The fact that they were able to get him at 26 overall in the draft, I still think was a steal. I think he could end up being a good fit for the system. So my second key player, Demaryius Thomas. There's a few ways I could have gone on offense. One of the ways I was thinking was C.J. Anderson, just because I think he'll need to have a big regular season to be able to support this offense this year. But I think Demaryius Thomas is going to be even more important. You know, he was, again, a lot like Jordan Matthews, like I mentioned in my last video, Demaryius Thomas is already a star wide receiver. Expected to do more big things last year, caught a really big case of the drops, and had a very inconsistent season. You know, Emmanuel Sanders had a pretty good year last year. The Broncos still have a very good wide receiving core. I still think Demaryius Thomas has a ton of talent and can still be one of the best wide receivers in this league. But with 2 quarterbacks that, well, one is a little bit experienced, but with 2 quarterbacks that aren't expected to be stars by any means in the league this year, you know, the wide receiving core is going to have to step up and be big, and Demaryius Thomas is the main guy in that group. So, third key player, a guy who just got re-signed in the offseason, or obviously the offseason, but a guy who just got re-signed, and that's Von Miller. Super Bowl MVP, obviously one of the biggest names of any defensive player in the NFL right now. You know, he can't regress. He's still going to be the heart and soul of this defense. His defense actually lost a few key pieces this offseason. I think it's underrated what the loss of Danny Trevathan can do to this defense. Even Malik Jackson was a big part of that defense last year. Nonetheless, this could still be the best defense in the NFL, no doubt. They're still going to terrorize opposing quarterbacks. The secondary I still think will be respectable. And again, as long as you got Von Miller rushing the quarterback, I think you'll be fine. I still think this defense will make this team go. The defense was the entire reason they won the Super Bowl last year, and again, Von Miller was a big reason for that. So, my worst case scenario for the Broncos, and the Broncos could have, I wouldn't say a disastrous season, but they could take a big step down this year if they don't get good quarterback and good running back play. I'd say the worst case scenario is a 9-7 and they miss the playoffs, because there's 2 teams in that division that are really ready to take the reins. Between the Kansas City Chiefs, who finished off last year just absolutely on fire at the end of the regular season, and then the Oakland Raiders, who I've mentioned multiple times, I think could be the most improved team in the NFL this year. Now, best case scenario, I think it's 12-4 with an AFC Championship loss. I just don't think it's going to happen again where they beat the Patriots in the playoffs. They still got to go through quite a few. I think they're going to have to go through quite a few good teams in the AFC this year. I think the AFC will overall be improved. Steelers will be very good. I still think the Colts will be very good, and the Colts have been a big kryptonite to the Broncos in the playoffs. So my overall record prediction for the Broncos, I think they're going to go 10-6, still make the playoffs. I don't know if they'll win the division. I'll figure that out when I get a little bit further down the line in my previews. But like I said, losing Peyton Manning, losing some of their more key players on defense, and you know, just the inconsistency of some guys like Demaryius Thomas and C.J. Anderson throughout the regular season last year kind of worries me. You know, I still think this Broncos team can be very good. There's still a lot of talent left on this Broncos team. They're still the reigning Super Bowl champions, and they beat a team that was very close to being undefeated last year. So you still got to take that to heart. You still got to recognize that, and I do. And I still think that they can have a very good season. So that'll pretty much do it for this preview. Like I said, I wanted to do a few extra individual team previews, some teams that I wanted to talk about a little bit further in depth, and was able to do that. So if you do want to see all 32 individual team previews, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video and mentioned in every video, go check out my website. That link will be in the description below. Also, go check out my Twitter. I will link that in the description below. I tweet absolute fire. I will follow you back if you let me know that you follow me from YouTube or something like that, or I know that you follow me from YouTube, or you just look like you got a cool sports channel or cool sports Twitter page. YouTube. Anyway, also I'll put the link in to my Instagram as well. So check out all those, and yeah, that's pretty much it. See ya.